Happy Sunday. I don't know what's happened to Stilton, but he's decided today he's gonna be backwards. I'm concerned that he's damaged. Let's see if this fixes if I go back to... Oh, Stilton fixed himself! Oh, that's nice. What's it called when you infuse yttrium atoms into a superheated mixture of silicon and limestone? Yttrification. Sure. I feel like yttrium actually... No, there was a different chemical element that showed up on Countdown the other day, Paradoxica. The only 7. We're growing. Oh dear. Handle your rat fact. Always scoop up your rat from below, supporting all feet. Never pick a rat up by their tail. Well, it's the same for cats. Don't be stupid. Ah! All hanging out together. I thought that was its teeth for a second. You don't have glasswork knowledge? I don't. Some terrifying vampiric teeth there. Oh. You love woodworking. I mean, yes. What is this? I can't tell if that's a mug or not. Oh, it's Christmas. Why are they not called woodsmiths? That's true. Oh. Oh. I mean, I can't even tell with that one, but sure. Okay, let's play some puzzles. We gotta go all the way back here. Page 14. I love it when I can do that. So how are you, Paradoxica? Are you gaming? Are you ungaming? Is ungaming even a thing? Now I'm not even sure I know what ungaming is. You're doing work, half work. Oh, that sounds like me, like 99% of the time. Like, yeah, I feel like you'll do the work, and then I'll wonder whether I should be doing it in the first place. You're on hiatus to help your friend with book editing? Why is there a book that needs editing? That is the question. Because it's a high school math textbook with a trillion diagrams and you have a keen eye for aesthetics and formatting. Or, I mean, I feel like I did something similar the other day. So, like, so you know how, like, before we, like, we don't just finish reports and send them out to clients, like, someone looks over the report first, and then the report gets looked at before it goes out to client to make sure that we're happy with it. I did one of my colleagues' reports. Like, I'm not allowed to review the reports at the moment. Evaluated, we call them reviewed. But, like, so I'm not allowed to review reports at the moment. So it's kind of like when they need someone to look at it, I look at it. And then the more senior consultants see if they can catch anything else that's wrong. And, like, I was reviewing my one colleague who... So the newer colleague. You're seeing underpants made of cheese. You're wrong! It's a rainbow wall. Get wrecked. So yeah, I was reviewing his reports and he's obviously a newer consultant than me. It looks like hips. Woo, freaky. And I feel like I spent a lot of the report review going, I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense. You need to clarify what you mean here. You need to be more what's that say? Like, you need to be clearer about what you're referencing. You can't use different phrases to refer to the same thing. You need to be clearer. Like, oh my god, the amount of things that I was saying, just, you need to be clearer, you need to have clarity, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm like looking at it like, I shouldn't have to be telling someone to, like, refer to an object using the same name across multiple locations of the same report. Like, I shouldn't have to be like, okay, so you've given this object 2 different names in literally consecutive questions of the report. Like, be consistent in your naming. Like, I shouldn't have to be doing that, right? And it just makes me more annoyed every time I look at any of his stuff that he does, because it feels like he doesn't have this. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's just not also built to write a report with words in it. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I feel like I do nothing but say, you know, I don't understand this. Word, yeah, this is what I mean, Paradox. It's like, it's like whenever I look, and I don't know if the more senior consultants who look at his stuff all the time feel the same way that I do, but I feel like whenever I read his reports, or which is this is the first one I've done since he was training, it feels like he knows how to do the stuff, but when it comes to actually writing it up, he seems to forget how to make... He seems to forget that someone else is going to be reading it, and that it has to make sense to the person who is reading it. Hi, physics! How's it going? Physics caught my stream, you guys. It's amazing. But yeah, it feels like he doesn't quite understand or he doesn't quite remember when he's writing is probably a better way of putting it. He seems to kind of forget that when someone else reads the report, he needs to make sure that that other person knows what he wants to say. You're sleepy and playing Star Ocean, and you're gonna swap to Picross or Picross or whatever you want to call it. That sounds fun. Oh. Any new word games catch my eye? No, Enlightened. Yeah. Word games are just very difficult to make good. Oh my god, what is this? No. This is the right one. Though, our game dev friend Balthazar has done an update for Sternly Worded Adventures, and he has included me in my hat in the game, which is all you need to know. Because obviously I am best gamer, and I have hat. I think it's difficult to get people interested in word games, and it's difficult to find someone to test your word game. I think it's that. And your name is fun? Yes, and deliberately misspelled. That's the fun part. Oh. I did that. That's good. Yeah, I think my one colleague just struggles with putting what he sees into words and making it such that the rest of us know what he means and wants. And like, I don't think he's a bad consultant. I just think he's bad at the report aspect of it. Where are my mods at? Now I have to ban user. Oh, that was easy. Where am I? Over here. Yeah, I feel like it's just a little frustrating for me, because so like I did an initial review in his report, and he was like, there's like 7 or 8 water tanks in this building, and I'm like, okay, it's been a while since I've actually been to the building, so I don't remember a lot of the building because some stuff has changed since I was last there. And I'm looking at the report and I'm like, okay, you know, there's this many showers in this room, and there's this many showers in this room, and then there's many showers in this room, and I'm like, how many showers are actually in this building? I don't know. And I say to him, can you like just state how many showers are actually in the building? Because you've just got a lot of numbers that are being thrown at the person reading the report, and there's nothing that gives a definitive total. And then like in another part of the report I was like, you refer to this as tank, and then you refer to this as other tank, which is the same as the first tank, and then you refer to this one with a different name, but it's the same as this tank. And, like, can you just please give everything the same name that's consistent, so that you're not continually just changing the name of the same thing, because it's confusing, because I don't know, like, I know what you're referring to, but, like, if you're gonna refer to it, at least, like, give it the same name and keep that name throughout the entirety of the report, so that we all know that when you say this tank, we know which one you mean. And I'm like, and it's like, as I read his stuff, I get madder and madder and madder, just because I have to find a way to understand it. And I think that's why I get upset, because I'm upset that I'm having to try to work out how I'm supposed to understand his report. And because I can't work it out, it's annoying me. Because I'm trying to work out what he wants to say. Oh, it's there. And because I can't work out what he wants to say, I'm getting more and more annoyed, because I'm having to think about what he wants to say and then put into words what I think he's trying to say, and then ask him to clarify it, because I'm confused. And I think that's why I'm just getting annoyed. It's an A. It's a chalkboard. It says love, and it says rats. Love rats. Yeah, I guess I just feel like it takes a lot of mental effort to look at this one colleague's stuff. Good job I don't do it all the time, because I think I would lose my mind. Because, like, it's taken a while for me to get to the position where I know how I want to write stuff. Good job he doesn't watch this stream either. Oh, I hope not. That would be awkward. But, yeah. I guess he's just not really the kind of person who writes actual reports well. And it's something he finds more difficult, but it's also like, it's little things like not putting full stops at the end of your sentence, and like that aggravates me. And like, I've said to my office manager about this as well, and he's like, I don't understand how these people go through life and like don't just put a full stop at the end of an email or a sentence, or just, yeah. Yeah, I think the same. Enlightened. I don't think he's ADD or autism, because one of my colleagues has autism. Sorry, has ADD, and I have autism. So I think I would notice if we shared those traits in common. I think it could be more dyslexia, but that's it. Like, just something similar to that. That's what I think it could be. Because he's also one of those people that if you ever watch him type an email, and I unfortunately did this once, you watch him type and it just was so many spelling mistakes that you can't touch type on a keyboard on a computer, Paradoxica. Like, it was more that when you watched him type on a computer and you watched him type an email, it was as if he just couldn't spell normal words, and he was reliant on autocorrect to tell him how to spell everything. And like, one of my other colleagues is the same, but I think you can tell with him it's just because he types way too fast. I don't know what that means, Paradoxica. There are too many words. And it is a Sunday? I had to think about that one. But, it's just kind of awkward, because it's like, the team boss is like, oh yeah, when you review, just fix any minor mistakes. And I'm like, but I'm having to fix his spelling, I'm having to fix his punctuation, I'm having to fix everything that I shouldn't have to fix. And then that makes me angry, because like when I was at uni, I proofread one of my friend's coursework, and her first language is Russian. And the issue with her was, you know, she was doing it entirely in her second language. She was having to write reports, and sometimes, like, she didn't realise that things were done differently in the UK than they were done in Europe. Like, you know, I don't think we've got any other Europeans in the chat at the moment, but like in the UK, we use a decimal point for, you know, obviously part numbers. So like, you know, pi is 3.14. In Europe, the decimal point is a comma. So when she did all her science reports, she used to put everything with a comma instead of a decimal point, and it wasn't until I actually checked over one of her reports and said, oh, by the way, what do you mean here? Because you've just written a very like long number, whereas in the UK we split every number. So if you've got like a million, you work from the backwards, and every group of 3 numbers has a comma between it. So she had just written like a lot of numbers all in a row, and then comma, and then the rest of it. And I said to her, what do you mean? And she said, well, I mean this number. And I'm like, in the UK, we don't really use that notation for numbers. You have to, you know, this is how you're supposed to write that number in the UK. And she's like, this has been coming up in loads of my other reports, and nobody told me that you guys just did something differently in the UK than we did in the rest of Europe. And it annoyed her because no one had told her. Yeah, comma and decimal swapped. Yeah, but they don't use the comma how we use the comma in Enlightened. I think that was the difference. And it wasn't until I asked her and then explained to her that we just did it differently in the UK that she was like, no wonder I keep getting these comments that I've put the number in wrong, but I can't understand why I've done it wrong because it's right. and it was right for her, but it wasn't right for uni. And it was like, I don't know, Lanky. Also, hi, Lanky. Lanky full of uwus today. I didn't need to do that. Oh, I did need to do that. But yeah, I mean, my one colleague, I like, it's frustrating because, like, his reports just need so much work doing to them that you're kind of like, help, like, he needs something to help him write his damn reports better. But like being able to spell isn't the be all and end all of being able to do a job. I would do that anyway, Paradoxica. And the one and only time he has tried to write a report for me, I wanted to wring his neck out so badly that I think that that actually our managers had to ever sit down and work out how they were going to train new starters differently in future, so that we never had to come across the situation again where a consultant was having to spend more time rewriting a report written by a trainee than if they had just written the whole report from scratch. Because I was so mad that I was not going to get the time to write it. And he had just, I feel like even AI might do a better job, because at least they would spell everything correctly, and I think AI would also just AI would put a full stop at the end of every sentence. Like, I think even AI knows how to do that. Yeah, so it might not understand, like, all the little nuances that we have, like, so, like, when I reviewed his report, he had put a recommendation in for, the calorifier not being, it was overdue its annual servicing, and I said to him, well, okay, how overdue is it? Because he had put nowhere in the context of the question how overdue it was. So I was like, okay, how overdue is it? Because there's nothing that tells me how overdue it is. You're just telling me it's overdue. And he's like, oh yeah, it was done on the 7th of August, 2024. And then I check the date that he did the visit, and he did the visit on the 11th of August, 2025. And then I look at the calendar, and there was a 2-day weekend in the middle, because obviously a weekend is 2 days. And I said to him, we don't need a recommendation for that, because it's due. Yeah, that's the thing. It's, you know, I couldn't see a date for it anywhere, and I was like, you know, when is it due? And it was also trying to explain to him that if something is overdue, like, you're talking it being like, you know, yes, it's overdue, but it's overdue by like 2 working days at that point. Yeah, so it's like, is it a problem that it's overdue, or is it like, is it just something that, yes, it needs doing, but, you know, is it something that could reasonably have been fixed by now? Is it something that, yes, it should be done now because someone's obviously just, I don't think it's hiring incompetence. No, I think it's one of these things where like I think it's more of a thing where the job requires such a niche skill set that you're going to have people who aren't perfect in every way, because it's just so hard to find the right people who can not worry too much. And I mean, there's a long learning process, because I think it's still less than 6 months since he's been doing the reports on his own. And like, even I'm forgetting that, because it just feels like our new starters have been essentially running around forever, because they were basically thrown into the deep end, because my one colleague took a sabbatical, and then they were like, oh shit, we need to find someone who knows how to do the work now, because we can't afford to be training people while we're behind on things. It looks like a mouse. Nope, that's not a mouse. It's a couch. I swear to God that looked like a mouse. But I think it's like, so when I write reports, I actually have Grammarly running on my browser as I write reports. And the reason that I have Grammarly going on in the background is because when I type anything, my brain thinks so much faster than my hands type, so I end up missing sometimes letters on the end of words, or like my brain is like 4 words ahead in the sentence and I've forgotten to put a word in. Like that is how I that's how my brain does things. It just forgets that it's got to go at the pace at which my hands can type and not at the pace that my brain is going. So I have Grammarly running, which basically, as I type all of my as I type my report, Grammarly basically tells me, okay, you've missed a comma here, or you've misspelt this word, or this doesn't make sense. And like my reports are like 100% better because I've actually got something checking it as I go through as I write the report. It's checking just my spelling and grammar, so all of my previous spelling and grammar issues aren't there anymore. Which I like, that's nice. But like some of my colleagues just don't like it. Back from ads? You never told me you have ads. Well, I was talking about stuff. Yeah, see, I like Grammarly is amazing for someone like me whose brain just thinks faster than my hands can type. And it genuinely helps me write reports better, and I'm having to fix fewer spelling mistakes in the review phase because I've already caught them as I'm writing it. Yeah, that's true, Enlightened. But it's like, you know, and I think my one colleague who I'm picking this up on a lot, you know, it would help him because it would fix kind of a lot of his grammar issues potentially. But I don't know that, you know, I'm not sure how much it would help. Yeah, I'm not using it as a, like, one thing paradoxically, when I used to do exams in school, my teachers would very often put comments that I had missed the letter E on the end of the word the, and I don't know what it was with the word the, but every single time, like, I was rushing through what I was writing, the letter E would get missed on the word the. I don't even know how it kept happening. It was just one of those things. Like, yeah, like actual just writing by hand. Because obviously we just did exams by hand. And my brain would just always skip the E. No idea why. I still don't really know why. But I would probably think that it's something to do with the fact that my brain just thinks at 20 gazillion miles an hour, and just the rest of my body can't keep up with that. And like my colleagues have said, like even when I'm basically in like autistic shutdown, like I could feel like absolute shit and I will still think a million times faster than my other colleagues are able to think. And that is just because my processing is just the most ridiculous thing you will ever experience. Like, if, like, my brain just goes and it goes. And it doesn't stop. Yeah, but Porky, you probably just think about piggies. I think thinking about piggies is a nice thing to think about. So I couldn't imagine having AI try to write our reports for us because they wouldn't understand the nuances. You're caught in a paradox loop. The speed, not matter. Yes. I mean, like, I will always be... Like, I think technology is there to help us. But I think the way some people use technology is shit, and they rely on it to do the work for them that they should know how to do themselves. Piggies and A's? I haven't been following baseball that much this year. But, like... My dad's been putting on all the YouTube highlights. Is it 3 boobs? It looked like 3 boobs there, didn't it? Oh dear. 3 boobs of coloured pencils. I noticed, Porky. And Yankees suck. Yeah, I think that's a lot of it as well. Like, it feels like there's a lot of people who... I don't know, it's... I mean, I even know about the perils of doing... of, like, anything with a wire. Like, anything with a wire is, like... I find it's detrimental to actual work process. Like, if you can go wireless, you'll have fewer problems. Yeah, all I do is think about boobs in land. My own boobs, someone else's boobs. Yeah. All the boobs, none of the boobs. Yeah, exactly, Paradoxica. We definitely grew up in an age where that would happen. And what is that? Yeah. But I think we also knew how to compensate for things. Like, we knew how to start using technology, but we had the backups for when we needed them. And which is, yeah, it's kind of everywhere now. But it sucks that, I guess, people are at a point where they're using it to try to automate every process that has ever existed and are now running into issues because there are these nuances that you can't teach a program how to cope with. Which generation is Gen Alpha, Paradox? I don't even know what generation of kids are currently in school at the moment. Like, I don't know any of this. Alpha after Z. Isn't that just the new Pokemon generation? And which generation is Z? Which generation is that? Gen X, Y, Z, Alpha. That's just Pokemon again. That's literally like the Kalos region. Oh, now I can't even remember what I count as. No idea. I don't know which generation I'm considered as. Some of my colleagues are younger than me, and their technology skills make me feel younger than I am. Because for some reason they are less competent with technology than I am. And they make me feel like I'm somehow a genius. I'm millennial. I mean, you know I'm going to bring you up on the spelling of millennial, Paradoxica, and you are going to be upset with me. You spelled it both ways? No, you just spelt it wrong. Oh yeah, it's true, you did. You spelled it right first time, and then you couldn't be bothered to spell it correctly after that. Yeah, did you know that millennial's supposed to have 2 L's, 2 N's? That's how the word works, chat. And I think millennium is the only word that has appeared on Countdown as a conundrum that has been spelt incorrectly. But I can't remember if that was on the actual show or if it was on like one of the spin-off shows or something. I can't remember. But I know Paradox is gonna be so intrigued that he's gonna look it up now. Because he's like, oh no, I've got to look this up now. I've got to see if Quiz is right. It's like, I think in the current world there's just too many jobs that people are trying to currently automate that could be enhanced by the power of automation. And this current expectation that technology will fix everything is causing extra problems that people are now having to change course. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not. It's helped, if by helped meaning determined that you never want to use it in isolation again. I mean, that's helping, I think. One definition of help. Okay. It's an umbrella stand. No, it's this chalkboard again. I mean, I think a lot of companies will say anything to remove a reliance on people. Because I think anything that you can use, that you can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is... Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at Enlightened. I think people are... people have their ears now pricked up at the idea that you can make your payroll go down. But I think it's now causing people to have to redo a lot of that work. And I think it's... I mean, there are some things that I think scripts and automation is great for. Like, I wish we could have an automated process that that not only generated our reports, but had to reformat them as well. Because at the moment, like, we generate our reports, and we then have to manually make edits based on the fact that in some ways they don't generate correctly. So I now have to run... So I spend, like, some of my actual paid time generating and fixing reports. Betterment of technology. One person can do the job once, given to 2 or 3 people. Yeah. Yeah. It makes you wonder how we ever went through... Why do I keep having to turn this off? It makes you wonder how we ever got by having so many people to do, like, 1 or 2 tasks. Like, how did big bosses never push this on us before? But, oh, there's another funny thing with our work computers at the moment. Freaking Microsoft are removing the current support for OneNote, which is what we use for a lot of our work stuff on our team at the moment. And hilariously, we have to upgrade to the new OneNote. And I'm like... We have to get our admin, our, like, IT to give us permissions to update anything on our work computers. So we're all going to have to individually go to IT and tell them to update stuff, which I think is hilarious. Administrative assistant, combination of secretary. I mean, no one really has a secretary anymore, do they? I guess people just have secretaries because they're too lazy to actually do any of their own work. I'm just like, yeah, I'll pay someone to do that. That makes sense. Yeah, because they're saying you have to update OneNote to keep being able to use it, and we actually can't update it. But I think everyone in the company would have to go through IT and be like, can you update our OneNote? Can you update our OneNote? Can you update our OneNote? Like literally every single person, and you're talking like tens of thousands of people, I think. Sometimes I wonder if IT ever thought this through. But for the purposes of security of your laptop, we will not let you download Microsoft OneNote or anything else from the Microsoft store that is already on your computer. I can't even work out what I'm doing anymore. I'm kind of just talking and filling this in, and I'm not really sure, like, where I am with everything. It's sort of kind of just happening. Like, I'm filling stuff in, and apparently it's working. And nothing's broken yet. I don't even know how many squares that is. I'm just colouring them in and pretending I know what I'm doing. What went wrong here? What went wrong here? There's supposed to be one there. And then I'm not really sure what's happened here. I will work this out in a minute. Can't be bothered to work it out now. Also, progress is apparently being made to our new report writing software, where we will finally have the option of when we select questions in our reports, we'll be able to select pre-written answers to questions. And I'm looking at it like, that would be amazing. And then you look at it again and you're like, how did we go so long without these features? But like I was at an Ingress meet yesterday. And like, you guys probably don't know this, but a lot of Ingress agents are actually like massive techies as well. Like a lot of them work in the technology field. And like I mentioned at some point yesterday, we finally got our work app, like our new one, being put together. And like all the teams are using it, and some of the teams are complaining that they want their pre-filled in answers, and they want like they basically want all their kind of quality of life updates before they've even got the functionality of the program there. So they're like, we want this update, we want this update, we want this update. And like, when I first saw it, the first thing I said was, can we at least make it look better visually in colour for those of us who are on the spectrum and can't actually process? What's gone wrong here? That. There we go. Because I'm looking at this app. Okay, well, I think I found my problem. There we go. Because I'm looking at the user, which one is it? The UI or UX that deals with the color? Like, I was looking at it and I was like, I'm literally looking at something that my brain is struggling to understand, and that the more I look at it, the more I'm having to concentrate to even be able to read words that are written on the page. Yeah, it was just the color of it, and I said, can we just put some color on the page? You know, can we have like anything color related to split up visually what's going on the page? And I think it took and I think apparently it took the dev team like half a day to implement it. It wasn't so much a contrast thing, it was more, I was looking at black text on a white page, and I've learned over the years that I just can't do that. Like, if I don't have colour on a page, I won't understand. Like, it will take them. But nobody thought to ask what. I don't. What were they supposed to have asked? Colour stuff. I mean, the thing is, you learn, I think, when you are familiar with how the process works of designing and implementation something, is that you learn that the last thing that people think about is the end user. So you kind of need those comments as you're designing it to go, actually, the end user doesn't really, they can't read it or they can't understand it, and they need help to be able to get to that point. And I think the thing was that for me as the end user, I was already thinking, I can't process this. This is going to take too much of my time and energy. Can we do something about this now? But it wasn't like I had said, you know, I need this doing now, because it was still in its testing phase. You know, it was still being designed and put together. I was just like, actually, I can't read this. And I'll need this to change before I can start using it, because I'm going to struggle to use it. Whereas other teams be like, I want my drop-down menus to have filled text boxes so that I don't have to hand type everything or copy it across from a pre-saved text document. And I'm looking at it like, but you know, as soon as you implement that, it's going to break about 6 million other things that you're going to then have to spend time to fix. So rather than making it completely usable and then releasing it, you're literally being asked to put in all the quality of life shit before it's even ready for everyone else. And I'm like, I wish some people understood. Colours, please. I don't think it's that annoying to ask for someone who has a diagnosed I hate calling it disability, but basically a processing disorder. Someone who has a diagnosed processing disorder to basically say, I need to have an adaptation so that I can process this properly. Yeah. But that's what I said. It was like, I can't read that. I can't process it. I need colour to be able to understand it. And it's never like there are things that I want adding to the software that are going to happen as quality of life updates that are presently not required for the functionality of the program. Exercise beckons, but this is mental exercise, Enlightened. You need to stay and take part in the mental exercisification. That thing. No, have fun exercising. Don't invite me because I don't like exercising. Well, I don't like exercising anything other than my own brain. I mean, not gonna lie, I read that as exercising beacons, and I had to read it again before I realised that it said exercising beckons. And even then, I'm still not sure what it says. I don't know whether it said bacons, or beacons, or beckons. Or rigatoni. It might have said rigatoni and I'm not quite sure. My excuse, Paradoxica, is that I am a lazy fuck. And I will keep that as my excuse. Not gonna lie, I think I might put these on. Try it. Much better. These go well. No, physics! Physics abandoning me. Already. He regularly complains about me ruining his watch streaks. And now that he's got his watch streak, he's leaving. You know, I kind of need to ban you for saying that. Is anyone with me? I need chat support. I got a lol. Is that your support for me, Paradoxica? Johnny's with me? Ban. Your cat ruins all your strengths. Your cat sounds really nice, simply. Right, what am I doing? I got distracted. Yeah, apparently our fire team, when they write reports, they just have a crap ton of drop-down boxes. So they don't even write the report. They just have drop-down boxes that tell them exactly what they need to say. And that's it. It's just a bunch of pre-filled answers. And I'm like, how did we ever get to a point in society where we just didn't have to think about how to do things? We just kind of, yeah, drop down menu, tell me what I need to say. Hang on a minute. How did this happen? I'm so confused. Well, there we go. It's a hat. It's a straw hat. Yeah, I found that as well. I found that there are just people out there who are afraid of using it. So like we have a couple of clients who use an online documentation system, and I cannot tell you the amount of sites that I have gone to recently that have newly implemented this system, and I'm being told at site that they are too scared to use it and that they're waiting on someone to show them how to use it. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, please just try. I don't care if you get it wrong. I don't care if, you know, and I'm like, please just try and do your best, and we will tell you if you're doing something wrong, and then we will suggest ways of fixing it. But if you don't use it at all, like, we can't help you because we don't know what's wrong. I mean, I don't always like using new stuff, mostly because there is a fear that if I get it wrong, I have to then, I feel like I've wasted other people's time, and that I have to work out how to fix the fact that I tried to do something new and it broke. And I think that's why I tend to run away from technology. But but the thing is, it's not about me not being able to fix stuff. It's me not being able to fix stuff at that exact moment in time. And there are a few things we have that we can fix relatively quickly, but there are some things that requires emailing people to arrange to come and fix our mistakes. I am just assuming that this is the length of space that I need. Oh my god, it's Icky!
Fix this, Ducky.
Icky, I can't fix your 500 bitties. Thank you for the 500 bitties, Icky. Now I've got to work out how to fix it. Is it a duck? Is it your newest bit emote that you've unlocked, Icky? Have you unlocked the next tier but I haven't given you a bit emote so that you can use a new bit emote? Is that it? I'm not gonna work out where this 14 is. Quizzic cry? Oh no. Icky doesn't know, chat. Icky doesn't know. In the same way that I don't know what I've been doing for the last hour and 10 minutes. Because apparently it is something. But are you winning? I don't know, Icky. That's the problem. I don't know. Oh. Yay, we're getting somewhere. Wow! We made a lifesaver, a fruit polo, a Mentos. Not quite sure. Is this 9? I think that's 9. Well, that's 9 too. What's going on? I wonder if chat thinks I'm winning. Well, I meant to do that. Is it a lollipop? Not entirely sure what this is. Millennial Falcon, thank you for the 33 months. Resub 34 in a row. How are you liking the crossing of pie? Picrosses, you have no idea what shape this is. I mean, the last one was a fruit polo. I refuse to accept that it was anything other than a fruit polo. Now you know that it is a Squeakross wall, otherwise known as tic-tac-toe. Now Millennial Falcon gets it. But also we were thinking on the Discord, what's the longest puzzle that it's what's the longest it's taken me to solve one puzzle? Because I don't think any of these have kind of gone to double figures yet, have they? Oh no, there's a 10 minute 58. Huh? What is this? Huh? Hang on a minute. So the fact that the picture was a wall, why wouldn't the picture be a wall? I need furniture, Millennial Falcon. How else am I supposed to make the walls of Stilton's new property if they are not original Picross puzzles? Stilton will never get his new home if it has no walls. Stilton must have his walls. Too bad IKEA instructions aren't like Picrosses puzzles. Oh dear. You thought it was obvious? What, the IKEA instructions aren't like Picrosses puzzles? It's a rhinoceros! That's exactly what it was. Look at that rhinoceros, chat. It's got 2 horns and everything. Why does this keep happening? Okay. I don't think... Okay, I can at least... clear out that. Because this could still be a 4 because I can put them here. Well, that could work. And by work, I mean it allows me to colour in the grand total of 2 squares. This might be a 10-minute one, chat. This could be exciting. Yeah, we're making something happen. Chat has obviously solved it already. Well, obviously. Because chat is the smartest being known in existence. That's objectively not true. That's exactly why I said it though, Millennial Falcon. Why would I say it if I did not suspect it to be true? You solved it already, then forgot the solution? Sucks to be you then, Kevin. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. If I yawn, does this mean the puzzle is boring? It's Geb, but I think I said too many Gebs and too many buts. But that doesn't matter because Gebbert is here. My favourite wiener, uwu. It's the best part of my day. Too many butts? Not enough butts, Geb. How can you ever think that we would get to a point where there were too many butts? It's impossibles. Chat flaunting their Arsingtons. Oh yeah. Chat has shown up in droves for bank holiday weekend. Otherwise known as Let's Get Drunk at Notting Hill Carnival weekend. Which involves pissing in other people's gardens and pissing on other people and what else? I don't know because I've never been. But there's probably something involved that involves pissing somewhere untoward. Which also involves a butt, which is exactly what chat likes. Anything that involves pissing involves a butt, which makes chat happy. And I think that's kind of everything, right? Pissing always involves a butt. I mean, you would think so, but some people aren't smart enough to realise that, Kevin. Perfect. This puzzle is going to be very easy. Also, I don't think the last puzzle took us to 10 minutes. We're going to have to remember to check it. Because I said the last puzzle was going to take 10 minutes and I don't think it did. I'm not even counting these at this point. I've probably done something wrong, but who knows? Zoom! Woohoo! Oh, I hit my table chat and made the whole thing jiggle! Let's see, it was this one, wasn't it? I almost took 10 minutes, but it was less than 10 minutes. Jiggling. Chat, it's a spooky hat! Oh, who loves a good spooky hat, chat? A spoopy hat. It's so spoopy. Where? So it'll only be 10 minutes. Well, these are all the easier ones, Kevin. So this one is the not quite as difficult one. So there's two parts of every puzzle, right? There's There's the basic puzzle, and then there's the difficult version of the basic puzzle. So I had to think about that one for a minute. So there's 2 versions of every puzzle. I wonder if Kevin still thinks this one will take me 10 minutes. And it took me... Oh, spooky wings. 1 minute 17, 2 minutes 29. I didn't mean to do that, I think, because I thought that would have to be the one. Because I've got the suspicion that's definitely the one, but it's only a suspicion, but that's just because of how these kinds of puzzles work. That because it's a picture puzzle, it has to fit certain but basically when you've got kind of picture nonograms of any kind, they've always got to, like, you don't find random disconnected dots in places like you do with the normal like normal regular Picross. Spooky teeth! Perfect. I forgot to keep the bee wings on. Chat, we need to put the bee wings on. Where's my... I'm gonna go... I'm gonna put the bee wings on, chat. clothes. B-wings. Chic and Squeak. Okay. Exactly, Kevin. No, now everyone's feeling particularly evil today. Oh my god! Oh my god, Millennial Falcon, thank you for gifting 5 gift subs to Johnny Pacifist, SNK Tama, Jingly John, Iculus, and Geb. Yo, you hit like everyone, Millennial Falcon. Everyone in the chat who, apart from Jingly John, but maybe they're a lurker and I don't really know who they are. But that's all that matters, is that Millennial Falcon actually sniped everyone who I normally know in this chat. So get wrecked, all of you guys. Also, there's now a choo-choo train. Who knew choo-choo trains were a thing? Everyone except Kevin? Oh no, poor Kevin. Kevin got absolutely wrecked. Oh, Kevin... What the heck, Kevin? Why did Jingly John get a sub instead of Kevin? No offense to Jingly John. Whoever that is. Oh, what's happened here?
Millennial underscore Falcon underscore gifted a tier 1 sub to the underscore magnificent underscore Kevin. Thank you for 14 gift subs in the channel.
Oh, Millennial Falcon, thank you for gifting Kevin his butts. I mean his sub. But I think it's probably his butts as well. Now Kevin gets to enjoy buttocks. It's his favourite pastime. Can only imagine what my colleagues think when I spend all day on stream talking about butts. Look, all those butts in my chat. He doth enjoy the buttock. He doth. And who doesn't, Geb? Who doesn't? I'm sure it's written into the rules of this channel that thou must be a buttock enjoyer. And if it's not, why haven't I put it into the rules of this channel that you must be a buttock enjoyer? Or maybe it is a unwritten rule of this channel that you must be a buttock enjoyer. Because obviously. Oh, we hit level 2. Yo, let's go. Because I'm a butt? Oh no. I can't believe I'm a butt. Look, it's a dotted carpet. Otherwise known as a carpet of buttholes. Sorry, devs. The devs know I don't mean it. Probably. That one. Okay, what are we doing now? My hype train concluded. Let me open my hype chest. Confetti hype. Look at that. Confetti hype. Not just regular hype. Confetti hype. Doesn't get better than that. Probably. Woo! Yo, it's a pencil rug. Looks like it needs sharpening. Hi, Kate Sith. How's it going? How's it going? We are doing more Picross and we're winning because that's all that matters. And we've spoken about butts. Yo, you just missed the hype train, Kate Sith.
12 months, yo.
Thank you for the resub at 12 months in a row. Much yo. But also sad that you missed the hype train. You got gift sub. You did, Icky. How did that happen? You got sniped. Icky gigantified an emo. Yo, Icky, thank you for gigantifying Quizzic Rage. I like the all the blackness that comes out when I hover over it. I think Twitch broke when it did that, and it's changing its colour and then also somehow like adding loads of black pixels everywhere. Which is wow. Wow, Twitch. Imagine not gigantifying my emote properly. Shake my head, Twitch. What am I doing? Hey, Quiz, look at this butt. Oh my god, what a butt it is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yo, it's a spoopy hat. Got all these spoopy things. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, well here's that. This is where I probably explained to chat how I know all of that is crosses. So basically, if I kept doing all of these, I'd end up making numbers longer than 5. So it would basically have broken the puzzle. So, because I already knew that doing that would break the puzzle, I could just start from this part of the puzzle. So this is what some people in the Discord are discovering as well, chat. Not our Discord, the Squeakross Discord. People are discovering the wonderfulness that is cross logic. And basically going, well, you know, if a 5 was here, would it work? And the answer is no, because this already breaks the puzzle, see? This breaks the puzzle. So I know that that is a cross. And that's it, because actually if I colour the rest of these in, this actually works. So like here, like I know this can never work because all of this would also have to be coloured in. So I know that that can't work and that can't work and that can't work. And the reason I have to stop there is because this works as a 4. Which is kind of what I was looking for. Just because it doesn't fit anywhere else. You've got to run, have a good rest of stream. Well, thank you for popping in, Millennial Falcon. I hope you had funsies and you'll be back soon. We win, chat. We made spoopy wings. Very spoopy. It took us 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Chat. The menacing rodent, yes. Spoopy teeth in multiple colours. I love how there's no yellow teeth, chat. No yellow teeth. says rats! It said rats even in the puzzle chat. It said all the rats. Look at all these colours. All these colours of rats. This is 10. That's always a 2. We making more progress, chat. The progress doesn't stop. We did it, chat. It's big. It's a dotted carpet. 3 minutes 28. How long will it take for this one, chatteronies? Look there. Oh god, something's gone wrong here. Oh, well, I'll fix it later. That's how it works, isn't it, chat? Something's gone wrong. Fix it later. I've worked the rest of them out. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. I accidentally drew into that column, but it didn't matter. We win again, chat. We've made pencils. Pencils in a rug. Progress, chat. We're making the pages. Oh, Physics is back from his ban. I might need to fix that. Hey, it's your fault, Physics. Oh look, I've actually got mods here to help me now. It's my pastel table. One minute 23 for this easy puzzle. When did the rat become a bee? He evolved, Geb. Also, I'm pretty sure he was a bee last time, but he just didn't have the bee wings. And then we unlocked the bee wings. It's called Mice History, and it's a book. I love how confused Geb is. Egg in a pan, chat. Oh, this is gonna be so pog. We're gonna be making an egg in a pan. Your sistery? Yes. Also, it is time to make egg in a pan. So let's see. This doesn't work because of that. And then none of this works either. Can the rat fly now? Yes. Can't be there, can't be there, can't be there. A flying rat got into your house yesterday? I bet it was Stilton. That can't be the 3. One crush, 2 crush, 1. Do boo 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 do. How am I stuck? The thing is with this 4, it's either here or it's here. The thing is, both kind of work at the moment. Okay, what am I missing, chat? What am I missing from this puzzle? One of these is coloured in. Because one of these is coloured in, I don't know what that means. So like, I could colour this in and then do that, and then do that, and then do that. But I'm not so sure that's correct. Because I could do the same here. And then I'm not so sure. So, what could I be missing? So these are either both ones or both twos. These are twos, that's a cross. Those are ones. Okay, well let's say if these are ones, it still works here. See, 1 1 cross 2 cross. Yep, this has to be a 3 and that has to be a 1. Okay, there's my one of my log jams. So, how does this help me, chat? What am I missing? It must be somewhere that I can predict. Okay, so so regardless of what I do here, this one will never be coloured in. So I can at least do that, which again doesn't help me. Same way that that can't be coloured in. That one's always a cross, which means that works. Means that's always a cross as well, which means that's 1 cross 2 cross. That has to be a 3. That's a 1. I might not have gotten the best logic, but I think I have undone the logjam. Because that has to go there. Took a while, didn't it, chat? It's my egg in a pan. Yo, look at my egg in a pan, chat. It's so eggy, it's burnt around the sides. Egg in a pan, egg in a pan. There's so much to do now that there's egg in a pan. egg in a pan, egg in a pan. Guess who made an egg in a pan? Yo, I made a bra of candles. Chat, look at my bra of candles. Didn't take that long at all. Whee! Heart glasses. For some reason, egg in a pan took a while. They are hot glasses. If you says so. I said so. I said they're hot glasses, not hot glasses. It's not my fault you're American. I was gonna say dumb American. But then I realised I can't say dumb American, so you're just a regular American. 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 Make of that what you will. America. Right? American. It's a stone floor, and apparently I've just done 500 puzzles because I am a gamer. Challenge time. I don't even know what that means, physics. You can't use words in my chat that I don't know what they mean. I should look it up? No. Can't be bothered. Wee-hee! Yo, we made a table. Now to make this book. Book. Why are you saying book? I'm not saying book, I'm saying book. Book. Back. Book. Book. Black. Back a book back? Yes. Back a back? Also yes. Back. my book about mice history. Mice history. Now it's time for egg in a pan, chat. No one knows how hot this will be, because it will be egg in a pan. Egg in a pan. Egg in a pan. Why is it so hard? Because there is egg in a pan. You're holding out for egg in a basket? Oh, you might be here a while. Worth the wait? Yo pauses. Yo, chat, Bracky has come in wanting a virtual hug. So I will give him a hug once I have beaten the world record on this puzzle. Which should not take much longer. Yeah, Bracky's excited to watch me beat the world record on this puzzle. And it's hug for Bracky. He's getting a hug. Deep Dog Duck's getting a hug today, Bracky. Yay. You're excited to watch my period? Bracky, that's disgusting. No one wants to watch my period. Physics redeemed, do a Picross. Okay, Physics. You get to pick what number we do, Physics. Physics, you've got to pick a number between 253 and 324. That's not how you meant it. What the heck, Bracky? Talking about my period like that. Physics wants number 253. I've got to swap out to here. 253. Which is coffin. I made you giggle out loud. Because we're not ashamed about talking about my period on this channel. There is no shame in listening to a woman tell you she is menstruating. And now chat is confused because they don't know what to do with that information. You gotta learn, maybe it'll be helpful sometimes. I mean, you never know. But you know, Bracky, the advantages of being a woman is that you've always got a first aid kit to hand in your bag. Because obviously you need to have all this gauze lying around. So if ever anyone gets emergency stabbed, you'll be able to help them because you've got sterile products lying around in your bag. God knows how long they've been there, but they're in your bag. And no one will die on your watch. Or on any other piece of jewellery that you attach to your wrist. That tampons are commonly used to plug bullet wounds? Yeah. Yeah, tampons are powerful. I don't like tampons though. They like when you exist with as much anxiety as I do, trying to exist knowing that you've been told that you can't leave tampons in is stressful. You'll just say don't die or else, then they will consider twice. Ooh. Apparently they're not going to consider, they'll consider it twice. Your ex swore by Diva Cups. I don't know what those are, but I'm hoping they're not like moon cups. I just find them a bit of a weird concept. Could probably imagine it. I mean, if it's the same as a moon cup, then yeah, I can imagine it. Oh, you know there's only two species, I think, that do it, and humans are one of them. Every other species doesn't menstruate. I can't remember the name of the other species. But there is a second one. No one wants to know what it's called, to be honest. But yeah. Evolution is weird. Estrus. Kevin, is that the flask in Dark Souls? Is that what the flask in Dark Souls does? Hope your favourite ducky is doing well. Heck yeah, Bracky. We're doing so well, we've just made this vampire candelabra. It's still quite hot in the UK, Bracky. Feels like we're all gonna die soon. But it was kind of a little bit chilly yesterday. And that was nice. Also, you know us Brits don't know how to talk about anything other than the weather. So that's also Pog. It's been a cold summer besides 1 week. What the heck, Bracky? How is Germany being so weird? Germans are just weird people. I don't know the opposite word for 9. I don't know how to say no in German. Sorry, yes in German. Ja? Oh, of course it's ja. But ja doesn't sound correct because German is weird. Ja, ja, ja. Yeah. That's how it sounds, right? Yum. We made some heart glasses, chat. Look at those heart glasses. Now to make some stone floor. Yoink, yoink. La la la. But banana na 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 da na 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 da 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 na na na. We win, chat. Yo, we made a scary stone floor. Yo, look at how scary and stony it is. And now we do page 18 and we've already done the coffin. Because physics made me. Get Rond? Well, hey, you could have saved yourself some duck bucks if you had just been patient. And now you have spent your duck bucks and you cannot afford anything else. Oh no! Physics wants a duck boop. Physics, here is duck. There is snog. Enjoy your duck boop. That's the duck I have to hand. So you'll have to deal with his giant mouth. Big mouth duck. Yo, look at that. We made a spiky collar. Not a necklace, it's a collar. It's so spiky. Oh, whoa. Oh, Kevin's having some deep, dark thoughts here. He's like, oh, the amount of fun Kevin could have with that spiky collar. He's thinking about it. We've made this neck scarf. Yo, look, it's a toilet paper holder, chat. Perfect for all your dumper emotes. I would have said Quizzic dumper, but we don't have a Quizzic dumper. Mostly because I don't know how to draw one. I guess Quizzic butt is like a dumper. Yippee! You know, Bracky's excited. Bracky loves it when a dumper comes together. Look, chat, we made a loo roll holder, and it's now to hold all the loo roll. Yeah, look at that, chat. Perfect if you need to do a couple of poops. Any poopers in chat? One there. Gotta put two there. Never tried it. No poopers in the chatteronies. Yay, we did it, chat. We made a bowl of cereal. Yo, look at all those Cheerios. They're so happy. Look at those Cheerios. It's a vampiric divider. Perfect for when you want to divide your vampires. Yes, pip pip cheerio. Righto? Nah, it's rightio, mate. And the opposite of a rightio is a leftio. Ya hear me? All this food's making you hungry. Oh no. Oh, Lenky's gonna die by the end of this stream. He's gonna die of hunger. All the vampires will get him. Now, ideally, chat, Lenky won't die at all. Yay, we made this vampiric divider, which for some reason comes with a bench, so it looks more like a pew. There you go. Time to make the ultimate vampiric stuff, including this vampiric toilet roll holder. Because, you know, all the best vampires have their own loo roll holders. You know, when does a vampire not need to empty his insides or her insides? Because I guess you can have female vampires too. A vampiric object will try to attack other living creatures, and if successful, they'll transform into it. Oh no, no one wants a vampiric toilet paper holder. Everyone would get bit on the bum if that was the case. Who wants to get bit by a vampiric toilet paper holder? Lady vampires? Sure. Why not? Well, look, physics showed me his butt. Physics showed me his butt. Look at that butt. Butt, 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 butt. Look at that butt. Butt, 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 butt. Butt, 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 butt. You already sent me duck pics. You don't see what the big deal is. Oh dear. What am I doing from here, chat? Well, that can't be one and that can't be one. I'd love to know if this was the 6, but I don't. So I don't. You're stuffed, you had Chinese takeout? Why'd you take it out? Why didn't you eat it at home? Oh no! Paradoxical got told for race, ethnicity, or religion. No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna allow it. Shake my head, Paradoxical. What the heck? What a meanie. You did eat at home, Quiz? Oh no. Oh, I meant to do that. Assassinating food is a crime. I don't know, Kate Sif, have you heard about people talking that they could murder they could murder a KFC? Oh, I could murder a pizza right about now. You know, do you not hear people talking like that? Just a bunch of food murderers. Ass, ass, butt, butt. says but. Yeah, what are we doing? We gotta find like an extra 1 in this column. Oh, which is there. And then that doesn't work, so that has to be there, and that has to be there. And one of those is a 1, and one of these is a 1. And look at all these 1s, chat. Poor KFC, yeah. Yo, it's a coffin. Oh my god, it opens. Well, it did open, and now it doesn't open. We're here. Yo, chat, look at that spiked necklace. It's so spiky. And it comes in multiple colours. It's neck scarf time. That can't be one. I don't know why I'm laughing, chat. Oh, that can't be one. We're going insane. Yes, Bracky. Insane in the membrane. Woo! We're keeping on wooing, chat. I don't know if chat is wooing with me. Oh, chat, it's time for the most difficult one ever. Toilet paper holder. You can't woo, you're too hungry. Is it all those Cheerios again? Those bowl of Cheerios that Lenky's not allowed. More eggs in baskets. Poor Lenky. Ma, 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 ma. Okay, we'll see. If I do 8 here, this isn't gonna work. So it's got to go up to there. I wonder if Lenky is still thinking about eggs. Eggy weggy. Basically. Eggs. Eggs. Eggington, Weggington. Eggu, Weggu. Waha! Again, chat. Oh, no, I thought it was a big hammer. Actually, it was just a loo roll holder. Not even a big hammer. You can use a loo roll holder as a big hammer if you want. Took us 7 minutes to make that toilet paper, chat. Plenty of time to do a poop. Again? But we've already pooped. Okay, so the thing is, we have to make a 3 out of here. Can't be this one. This just makes a 1. But this is where we have to stop. And it could be from here. Can't be there. Can't be there. And it can't be there. Can't be there. Can't be there. No, it could be there. Damn it! Um, 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 um. Do. Oh, I clicked on something. No, I clicked on something again. Well, I can tell how much I've been using my mouse today because my finger hasn't moved and there's now like a fingerprint of kind of gunk on my mouse. Oh, what's gone wrong here? There we go. Oh no, I can see both my prints of both my hands. I'm gonna have to clean my mouse afterwards. I do, Kevin. Like, I'm gonna have to wipe my mouse down. Nope. I'll wipe it down afterwards. I do have gunky fingers. 25! Yo, we made it work. How did this happen? There you go. Yo, it's my vampiric divider. It's so vampiric. Do you think we have time for another full page, chat? Do you think we have time for page 19? Do you think I have time for page 19, chat? Yes? Ye? Yeah? Yee hee lol, as the great wolf black says. Look at those curved horns. Oh my god! Terrifying. It's a plate of seeds! Oh, now Linky's gonna be even more hungry. Nodders. Oh no, I think Lenky's hungry. Silly Lenky. You to wait for after church crowd to clear before you could go out anywhere. Why are you watching me in church, Lenky? We've literally been making vampiric stuff. That's not very holy. Well, apart from the fact that you could probably get rid of them with holy water. But I'm not sure the church will allow you to get rid of vampiric Twitch streamers with holy water. You're not in church? But you said you have to wait for the crowd to clear. Or is it just that there's always a crowd of church people? Yo, look at those plates of seeds. Wait, aren't you in church? Lunchtime Sundays means thousands of church people are out having post-church lunch. They must be rich if they can afford to have lots of lunch all the time. Oh no, it's a plate of apples. Poor Lenky. Keep finding food for Lenky to not eat. It's a crystal ball. Oh my god, it floats, chat. Yo, look at that floaty ball. Is any floaty balls in chat? Yo, it's a vampiric table. Now for this vampiric bed. It bites you while you sleep. Kinky. True. Yay, we made the vampiric bed. And now we probably end the stream. Because I think this tab will take me too long. So we'll have to do it next time, chat. So we've got 10 pages left. How many did we do today? Okay, I think we started on page 14. So I think we did 6 pages today, chat. We did pretty good. We've got the rest of page 19, page 20, and we've already done this box. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and we've already done this bath basket in 29. But as is custom, chat, you get to pick the last puzzle I do for the day. So chat, Pick a number between 265 and 324. 265, 324. Go, 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 chat. You pick this puzzle. Lemon butt. I don't think I have that puzzle, Linky. Pick a number, Linky. Vampire feather hat. Last puzzle of the day as chosen by Lenky. We did it, Lenky. Here's your vampire feather hat. Yo, it's got feathers and everything. Clap, clap, clap. Well, that do be the end of the stream, chat. I hope you enjoyed more Picrossing. You enjoyed this, but right. Who are we raiding, chat? Who are we raiding? Go back to main menu. We got 125 puzzles left to go, chat. We're making the progress. What's this? Tutorials? I don't care about that. Look at my Vampiric. Nom 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 nom. I don't think I fancy raiding anyone on my raid list today, chat. So I will probably leave it there for the day. No stream tomorrow's, despite it being bank holiday. Ducky gonna rest. So there's that. But we will make it work. Probably stream again next weekend. So bye chat. See you next weekend.